So hello. Mm, okay. In this video, I am going to explain the classification of discrete time signals. So classification of discrete time signals and some of the problems regarding about this one. Okay. So the first one is the energy signal and power signals. Okay, so how can you define a signal? Any discrete time signal is said to be energy signal or a power signal. Okay, so for any discrete time signal x of n, for any discrete time signal x of n, which is said to be energy signal E, which is said to be energy signal E. Okay, so the E can be defined as sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n whole square. Similarly, if any discrete time signal, which is said to be a power signal, okay, so the average power of any discrete time signal x of n can be defined as power signal. That is, P is equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 sigma n is equal to minus n to n modulus of x of n whole square. Okay, so here, and any signal, if any signal is said to be energy signal, so that E should be satisfied this condition. E is equal to sigma n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so modulus of x of n whole square. The average power of x of n is given by P is equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 sigma n is equal to minus n to n modulus of x of n whole square. So here are some noteworthy points also there. You just observe. Okay, if a signal is said to be an energy signal, if and only if the total energy of the signal is finite. Okay, it is finite. At that moment, so the power signal should be zero. Okay, another one. If any signal is said to be power signal, the average power of the signal it should be finite. Okay, at that moment, the energy signal should be equal to infinite. Okay, so if these signals, if they do not satisfy the above two conditions, this is condition 1, this is condition 2. Okay, so if the signals does not satisfy this either any condition, those signals are said to be neither energy signal nor power signal, neither energy signal nor power signal. Okay, so that is the main definition for energy signal and power signal. Now we will see now we will see we will define we will solve one problem. Okay, so here determine uh, whether the signal is energy signal or power signal. Okay, so here the determine the whether the signal is a power signal or an energy signal. Okay, now let us solve. We are going to solve the first problem, that is x of n is equal to 1 by 2 whole to the power of n u of n. Okay, now we need to determine whether the signal is energy signal or power signal. Okay, so for that, first of all we solve modulus of x of n whole square. That means here, so by substituting in the place of x of n with a 1 by 2 whole to the power of n into u of n, so 1 by 2 whole to the power of 2n and u square of n. Okay, this is basically step signal, so it becomes 1 by 4 whole to the power of n. Okay, and this one becomes u of n. Now, according to the definition of energy signal, E is get defined as sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n whole square. Okay, so by substituting, just by substituting this value, so sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity. Okay, so in the place of modulus of x of n whole square, by simply replacing with 1 by 4 whole to the power of n u of n. Okay, now this is by expanding the sigma function. So basically it is a step function, so it does not consisting of any uh, negative samples, so negative samples. So this can be written as a sigma. So this is a sigma n is equal to 0 to infinite. So 1 by 4 whole to the power of n. So we are simply replacing with the unit of n function now. So this becomes sigma n is equal to 0 to n infinite 1 by 4 whole to the power of n. Okay. So this is in arithmetic progression. So the general n formula. So this becomes 1 by 1 minus 1 by 4. So 1 by 1 minus a. Okay, sum of n terms, infinite terms, so it becomes 1 by 1 minus a. So the answer is 1 4 by 3. So this is nothing but finite value. Okay, so we cannot say, even though we are getting the finite value, we cannot say the signal is an energy signal. Okay, when only we can say the signal is an energy signal after verifying the power signal. Okay, after verifying the power signal, so the value of power signal should be equal to 0, then we can able to define as the signal is energy signal. Okay, so before going to define whether the signal is energy signal or energy signal, so okay, now we need to verify the power signal also. What is the formula for power signal? The average power signal is nothing but limit n tends to infinity. Okay, 1 by 2n plus 1 sigma n is equal to minus n2 n modulus of x of n whole square. Okay, so here limit n tends to infinity and 1 by 2n plus 1 sigma n is equal to minus n to n. So by substituting the value 1 by 4 whole to the power of n into u of n. So this is unit step signal. So limit n tends to infinite 1 by 2n plus 1. Okay, sigma n is equal to 0 to n, and this is 1 by 4 whole to the power of n. Why? Because so we are implementing the unit step function in this sigma value. Okay, now see again we get to limit the function. Limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1. So by expanding this function, sigma n is equal to 0 to n 1 by 4 whole to the power of n. So this becomes 1 minus 1 by 4, okay, whole to the power of n plus 1 by 1 by 1 minus 1 by 4. So sum of n terms, sum of m terms. Okay, so by solving this function, so by substituting limit n tends to infinity, we are getting the value f is equal to 0 by simply by substituting limit n tends to infinity. So this 1 by infinity will become 0, and this entire this 0 this value 0 0 into 0, so 0 into this product is equal to 0, so finally we get 0. Okay, so here the energy is 1 4 by 3, which is finite, and this power value is equal to 0, so that we can say that the x of n function, 1 by 2 whole to the power of n u of n, which is a energy signal. Energy signal. Okay, so like this way we are going to solve. Next we will see another problem, that is second example, example 2. So x of n is equal to e to the power of j pi by 2 n plus pi by 8. So whether verify the signal is an energy signal or power signal. So simply according to the definition of E is defined as n is equal to minus infinity to infinity modulus of x of n whole square. Okay, so here by substituting x is n is equal to minus infinity to infinity. So e to the power of x of n. So e to the power this entire term, this becomes equal to 1. Okay, so here modulus function. So this function is equal to 1 by substituting n is equal to infinity. Okay, so this becomes infinity. Okay, well substituting p. P is equal to limit n tends to infinite, n tends to infinite. So 1 by 2n plus 1, sigma n is equal to minus n to n. So here also the same value, modulus of x m whole square is equal to 1, 1. Okay. So by expanding this value, what we are getting here? Limit n tends to infinity. Okay. So 1 by 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 1. So this gets cancelled and finally it remains 1. Okay. So this is 1. So here this is finite value, this is finite value, and this is infinite value. So the given signal x of n signal is e to the power of j pi by 2n plus pi by 8. This is the power signal. Okay. So like this way we can define the signal x of n, whether it is a energy signal or a power signal. Okay. So the second one is the periodic and aperiodic signals. So how can we define a signal is said to be periodic and aperiodic signal? A discrete time signal x of n, which is said to be periodic with period n, if and only if x of n plus capital N is equal to x of n for all values of n, for all values of n. Okay, and we should choose the smallest value of n, the smallest value of n. Okay, so for the equation, so this is equation, let us say equation 1, for which the equation holds and which is known as the fundamental period, which is known as fundamental period. Okay, so I'm straight away define the value of n is directly I'm giving. N is given by 2 pi into m by omega naught. 2 pi into m by omega naught. Okay, so this is the general equation. Okay, now so here the m is nothing but a number of samples, and omega is nothing but uh, particular this value. Okay, so to compute the value of n, how can we define n? Choose the smallest value of n, and which will make this n is equal to 2 pi by m into omega naught, which should be an integer value. So that is the condition, which should be which makes the integer value n is an integer value. Okay, so that is n. If suppose if two period signals are there, let us x1 of n and x2 of n. With two periods, x1 of n is maintaining the period, fundamental period is n1, and x2 of n is maintaining the fundamental period is n2. Okay, so then uh, these two periodic signals, which may be or may not be periodic depending upon the relationship between n1 and n2. Okay, so for the sum to be periodic, okay, the ratio of these time periods, so n1 by n2 must be a rational number, must be a rational number. Okay, or we can say that the ratio of these two integers. Okay, so these two integers. So if it is the combination of n1 and n2, which should be the ratio of two integers, it should be rational number. So then these two periodic signals are periodic signals. Okay, periodic signals. If this condition not satisfied, then these two periodic signals are, we can say that aperiodic signals. Okay, that is the conditions for periodic and non-periodic and aperiodic signals. So here example for periodic and non-periodic signals. Okay, let us define uh, whether x of n is solved, determine whether the signal is a periodic signal or a periodic signal, and also find its fundamental period. Okay, the question is asking like that. Now x of n is equal to is defined as e to the power of 6j into 6 by n. Okay, so in this way, in this problem, clearly we defined as that it is nothing but e to the power of j omega naught and n. By comparing this uh, this one to with this one, so we can easily define as omega naught is nothing but 6 pi. Okay, according to the definition of this fundamental period, n is defined as 2 pi into m by omega naught, 2 pi into m by omega naught. Okay, so what is the value of omega naught? Omega nothing but 6 pi, so 2 pi into m by 6 pi. Okay, so this fundamental frequency, so omega naught, which is the multiple of pi, first one. Okay, if it is not multiple of pi, we cannot say this signal is a periodic signal. Okay, so by observing fundamental frequency only, we can say that whether the signal is periodic and or not a periodic signal. So here the fundamental frequency is a multiple of pi, so that the signal is a periodic signal. So periodic signal. So the next one is according to the we need to find the fundamental period n is equal to 2 pi into m by omega naught. So by choosing the value of m, okay, we should choose the minimum value for m, so that the n value should be equal to the integer. So that the n value should be equal to integer. Okay. So by selecting m value equal to 3. Okay. So the fundamental period is obtained 2 pi into 3 by 6 pi, which is equal to, so which is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the fundamental period of this x of n signal. Okay, fundamental period of x of n signal. Okay, and now take another problem, that is x of n, which is given by e to the power of j 3 by 5 into n plus 1 by 2. Now we need to define whether the signal is periodic or not periodic. Clearly observe, it is compared with e to the power of j omega naught n function like that. So from that, this function we can define as omega naught is equal to 3 by 5. Clearly, which is not a multiple of function, which is not a multiple of pi. So that we can directly say that this signal is nothing but a periodic signal. Why? Because so here, what happens here? Omega naught is equal to 3 by 5. Omega naught is 3 by 5. It is not a multiple of pi, which is not a multiple of pi. So that the given signal, this given signal is, we can say that x of n signal is a periodic signal. We can say that. So whether if the signal is a periodic signal, we need not to find the value of n. Okay, that's it. So like this way, we are going to find whether the signal is periodic and periodic signal. Okay.